Hi everyone, I'm Annette Humberson. I'm the new social work manager at the Transplant House of Cleveland, and I'm honored to just join this staff and be part of the heart of this house. We started a new series called Heart of the House where we talk about different places on our campus, but beyond that, what I wanted to talk about a little bit was why I feel like it's so important to have programming here and support for guests, and why I would leave the Cleveland Clinic, where I've been for 15 years, to come here and join the staff. You know, I just feel like the giving mission and the heart of the Transplant House inspired me to come here, and I joined the staff in March of 2020 this year. At the Transplant House, we welcome guests from all over Ohio, the United States, and actually all over the country. And even though there's a great amount of diversity between the people we serve, whether they're from a rural setting or a city, the common bind between them is that they're going through some type of health journey. Most of our patients are here for transplant, and that has been our primary purpose. But recently, we've opened our doors to those from the Hope Lodge, as well as the Ronald McDonald House, as those common places had to close due to the COVID virus. But here at the Transplant House, we normally do meals together and groups together and support groups. And just like all of you, we've been affected by not being able to gather that way just the same. But what has been incredible is just the volunteers have continued to come here to bring food. You know, even tonight, they're going to be delivering food to the apartments for families and guests, caregivers, which is just a wonderful thing to come back from the hospital or to have testing or to not feel well today, or even just to know that somebody cares about you, an organization or a person, enough that they would donate food and leave it at the door. Again, many of our guests would not have a problem affording a meal or even ordering it, but just the fact that someone would be so thoughtful to donate that or make it themselves and deliver it to you and you not have to worry about it is such a gift. Here at the Transplant House, you know, we're learning from all this COVID as well, and we're starting to talk about things like Zoom meetings, and how can we do support groups, and how can we do outreach, and how can we learn from all of this COVID. And some of our ideas are to start doing some Zoom support groups and include those who live in other parts of the country to be a part of it as well. And even after all of this is over, my hope is to extend our support programming to anyone who needs it. We can have people that are staying here at the house in our apartments, or we can have people here in the city of Cleveland. We can have those that are staying in other places. We can have those that are around the country, because there is a common bind of going through something that is threatening your life in terms of a medical emergency or a chronic illness. For some people, if they've never been through this journey, I wonder if maybe some of this COVID isolation will help them understand what it's like to be someone with a chronic illness or to have a transplant. You have to be careful about germs. You don't want to live in a bubble, but at the same time, you have to always be thinking about, I don't want to be in a rejection state. I don't want to expose myself to any unnecessary illness, which is much of what is happening now in our entire country. But for our transplant patients and their caregivers, sometimes this can just be such a lonely journey, and one that if you've been down it before, you understand in a way that no one else can. It doesn't mean that we understand everything about what is happening to you. I often tell patients and caregivers that I could talk about transplant all day long, but I've never lived it. So I don't know how that feels, but I've seen it in my professional experience as a social worker in transplant for 15 years prior to now. And in my own experience, actually, of taking care of my mother who went through cancer. There's just something about living through an experience like that and taking care of someone you love that it can change you, and it definitely changed me. And I realized that it wasn't just the patients that needed the support, it's the caregivers as well. We hope that you will come to join us sometime, either virtually or on site, for support and understanding in an environment where We just want you to know that this is a home. The heart of our home is support and listening and just helping in any way that we can. Thank you so much for your support of the house. And if you've never been here, please feel free to look us up on our Facebook page or our website. And if you have any suggestions for programming or things that you think would be helpful, please reach out to me through this video, or you can call the Transplant House, or you can email me as well. My email is annette@transplanthouseofcleveland.org. Thank you so much, and we look forward to meeting you. Take care. Bye-bye.